The piano arrived on Tuesday. Not to my apartment, to hers. My sister sent me a photo, her new Audi convertible parked in front of it, cherry red, gleaming like fresh blood under the California sun. The piano behind it, antique mahogany, ivory keys that knew Chopin before the world learned what war meant. The caption read, "Early birthday gift. Mom and Dad are the best." I stared at that photo for 7 minutes. My grandmother's fingers had touched those keys for 60 years. Her wedding gift from 1952. She taught me Clair de Lune on that bench when I was 9, her hands guiding mine through the opening phrase. "When I'm gone," she'd whispered 3 months ago in hospice, her voice like wind through dead leaves. "This goes to you, only you. It's in my will." I believed her. I was wrong about who to trust. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered without speaking. "Miss Chen," a woman's voice, professional, sharp edges beneath silk. "This is Patricia Westbrook. I represent your grandmother's estate. I need you at my office tomorrow morning, 9 sharp." "She died 2 weeks ago." "I'm aware. Be there anyway." The line went dead. I looked at my sister's photo again. The piano, the car, the smile that didn't reach her eyes. Something in my chest turned to stone. I didn't sleep. At 3 a.m., I pulled out Grandma's will, the copy she'd given me 6 months before her diagnosis. Everything handwritten in her perfect script, the piano explicitly named, left to me, witnessed, notarized. "To my granddaughter Rebecca, who still plays Debussy when she thinks no one can hear." I called my parents at dawn. "Sweetheart," Mom's voice, bright as arsenic, "did you see Lily's car? Isn't it gorgeous?" "You sold Grandma's piano." Silence. Then, "Well, technically, it was part of the estate, and as executors we made the decision that—" "You're not the executor." Another pause, longer this time. "Rebecca, don't be difficult. Your grandmother would have wanted—" "Where did you sell it?" "A collector in Newport, very reputable, $95,000. We split it with Lily for the car and her apartment deposit. You understand, she's been struggling." I hung up. Lily hadn't struggled a day in her life. I had paid for Grandma's hospice care. Me, alone, every week for 4 months, while my parents couldn't afford to help, and my sister was between opportunities. The piano was my inheritance. They stole it and gave it to the golden child. I opened my laptop, started digging. Patricia Westbrook's office occupied the 52nd floor of a building that looked like a blade against the sky. She didn't stand when I entered, just gestured to the chair across from her desk with one manicured finger. "Your grandmother was very specific," she said, sliding a folder toward me. "Read page 12. I flipped through legal language until I found it. "Codicil amendment dated 3 months prior. In the event any executor or family member attempts to liquidate, sell, or transfer the 1952 Steinway explicitly designated to Rebecca Chen, the following actions will be triggered immediately." My breath caught. Westbrook's smile was ice. "Your grandmother added this clause the day you told her what your parents suggested. Do you remember that conversation?" I did. Hospice. Her hand cold in mine. I'd mentioned casually, stupidly, that Mom had asked if I'd consider sharing the value of the piano if it was worth significant money. Grandma had gone quiet. Then she'd reached for her phone with shaking fingers, made one call, looked at me and said, "It's time for them to meet my attorney." I thought she was confused, medicated, rambling. "She recorded everything," Westbrook continued. "Every conversation with your parents, every promise they made, every lie they told about just borrowing from the estate. Every time they pressured her to change the will. She pressed play on a small recorder. My mother's voice filled the room. "Mom, you're being unreasonable. Rebecca doesn't need a piano. She needs to understand family comes first. Lily deserves—" My grandmother's response, weak but clear. "Lily deserves nothing she hasn't earned, and you deserve less." The recording clicked off. "There's 40 more minutes," Westbrook said. "Would you like to hear how they planned to contest the will after she died?" I couldn't speak. "Your grandmother was a tax attorney for 30 years. She knew exactly what they'd try." She leaned forward. "So she ensured that the moment they violated her wishes, everything would collapse on them." "What do you mean?" I asked. "The piano's sale is legally void. You're the beneficiary. The collector is being contacted as we speak. He'll return it or face litigation. Your parents acted as executors without proper authority. Your sister received stolen property." She slid another document forward. "This is a freeze on all estate assets pending investigation. And this, another paper, is a lawsuit for conversion, fraud, and elder manipulation." My hands trembled. "Your grandmother left you more than a piano, Miss Chen. She left you ammunition."
The collector returned the piano within 72 hours. My parents called 16 times. I answered once. "Rebecca, please," Dad's voice cracking. "We didn't know she'd changed everything. We thought you could erase me. That's not— How much of her medication money did you take?" Silence. "The pharmacy records are part of the investigation now. Every prescription, every copay I covered that you claimed you'd handled. I watched the piano movers carry it through my door, this ghost of my childhood returning home. Grandma knew. She always knew. We're family." "No," I said quietly. "We were." I hung up. Lily texted an hour later. "They're making me return the car. This is your fault." I blocked her number. The lawsuit took 6 months. I didn't attend most of it. Westbrook handled everything with surgical precision, financial records showing years of manipulation, recordings proving intent, documentation of every lie. The settlement came with conditions. They'd repay every cent taken from Grandma's care. They'd forfeit any claim to the estate. They'd never contact me again. In the conference room where they signed, my mother cried. My father wouldn't look at me. Lily glared like I'd personally destroyed her world. I felt nothing. Westbrook slid the final papers across the table. "This concludes—" "One more thing," I said. I pulled out a small envelope, placed it in front of my mother. Inside, a single page from Grandma's diary. "Rebecca is the only one who visits without asking for money, the only one who remembers I exist when I'm not useful. She will have everything. The rest can have their regrets." My mother's face crumpled. I stood. "She knew who you were," I said. "She just waited for you to prove it. The piano sits in my living room now. I play Claire de Lune every night. The keys feel like forgiveness I don't need to give, like justice that required no shouting. My grandmother taught me that silence can be sharper than any scream, that patience is a weapon the greedy never see coming. I don't miss my family. I miss the version of them I invented to survive childhood. But that was always fiction. This, the piano, the truth, the empty space where their voices used to live. This is real." I press down on middle C. The note rings clear. Perfect. Alone.